If you grew up on the internet, you've probably noticed a recurring theme: the suspicion that a small, centralized elite engineers the global timeline. It turns out that dystopian fiction has nothing on actual history. Reality simply has better public relations. By the 19th century, colonial empires didn't need critical thinkers to run their territories. They needed compliance. They engineered the modern, rigid education system to manufacture obedient clerks who would manage the paperwork of empire without questioning its authority. When populations grew restive, global conflicts locked them back into ideological cages. The world wars drew hard lines across the map, weaponizing nationalism to convince everyday people to bleed for borders they didn't draw. Post-1945, power consolidated even further. The threat of atomic annihilation kept populations in a state of perpetual anxiety, while the creation of the petrodollar quietly centralized control over global wealth and energy. Today, that strategy operates in plain sight. Western powers fund proxy conflicts and destabilize regions across the Middle East and Africa under the banner of democracy. The resulting chaos provides perfect cover to extract cheap oil and cobalt. Add these pieces together, and the arc of the last century stops looking like a march toward human liberty. It looks exactly like a carefully engineered systems architecture designed to funnel all wealth and decision-making power upward into the hands of a few. Legacy international institutions are completely unequipped to fix this. Bodies like the United Nations or the IMF operate as obsolete pieces on the elite's geopolitical chessboard. The system is entirely paralyzed. Even the UN Secretary-General recently admitted that the world is gridlocked in colossal global dysfunction. Now introduce the ultimate existential threat: artificial intelligence. Right now, this technology is being actively monopolized by military-industrial complexes and megacorporations. A centralized AI monopoly creates an inescapable digital panopticon. It gives those at the top the ability to perfectly predict civilian behavior, control who has access to digital currencies, and globally silence dissent with absolute precision. The physicist Stephen Hawking warned us specifically about this trajectory. He cautioned that the mismanagement of powerful artificial intelligence could easily spell the end of the human race. If the same architects who designed the petrodollar and endless proxy wars secure a monopoly on machine intelligence, the matrix of control closes permanently. But systems of control always generate their own resistance. We are already seeing a new generation weaponizing digital tools against their governments, like using Discord servers to organize political uprisings and bypass state media in places like Nepal. To dismantle a centralized monopoly of power, we actually have to look 1,400 years into the past. In the 7th century, the State of Medina established a blueprint for a fully decentralized society. The operational mechanics of Medina were entirely devoid of superpower vetoes. A central community hub acted as an open forum, creating a transparent space where leaders faced direct face-to-face accountability from everyday citizens. This diagram maps out the infrastructure of that first community state. You can see how education, justice, and social welfare all branched outward from a central consultative hub, rather than flowing down from an absolute monarch. And this graphic details the social contract that made the system function. The Medina Charter legally united diverse tribes, while a brotherhood system integrated newcomers by mandating shared economic and social responsibility. When you remove the single point of failure at the top of a hierarchy, you distribute resilience to the edges. A localized, transparent, and veto-less community structure is the exact architectural antidote required to neutralize a modern, centralized global superpower. We can now resurrect that ancient blueprint as a technological reality. The Future World Platform, or JIGS, is designed to override the analog operating system of human governance. It relies on a structure called a DAO. We map blockchain directly onto societies, replacing hierarchical pyramids with peer-to-peer networks. Inside, financial transparency is absolute. Blockchain permanently tracks every tax dollar. Political corruption becomes mathematically impossible. You see exactly where your money goes, instantly. That same architecture secures the democratic process. Unhackable, decentralized voting allows citizens to dictate local and global policies directly. the concept of a corrupt political representative becomes obsolete because the middleman is entirely removed. In this system, artificial intelligence is reclaimed from the elite. Instead of a weapon of mass surveillance, AI operates as an open-source personal assistant. It digests dense 500-page city budget proposals and translates them into simple, actionable voting options for the everyday citizen. We swap the fragile, corruptible nature of analog politicians for the incorruptible, verified laws of mathematics and code. To operate this decentralized world effectively, we have to dismantle that 19th century colonial education model. Blind obedience and rote memorization cannot solve complex modern crises. The platform's engine for mass innovation is the scientific game. This is a hyper-realistic virtual environment that is strictly governed by the actual laws of physics, biology, and chemistry. The strategy is to crowdsource the collective intelligence of the planet. We take 2 billion gamers worldwide and redirect their problem-solving capacity toward real physical crises, like engineering sustainable energy grids or solving regional water scarcity. This creates a direct bridge between the digital and physical worlds. When a player engineers a viable, tested solution in the game, the platform's transparent treasury automatically funds the construction of that exact solution in reality. The ultimate objective of networking human intelligence on this scale extends beyond Earth. We need this collaborative power to unlock the technological breakthroughs required for deep space exploration and to ensure our survival as a multi-planetary species. By gamifying survival and decentralizing power, we turn gamers into scientists. We elevate citizens to the role of government. We permanently shatter the elite's matrix of control, and we write our own code for the future.